What's going on, traders? Welcome back to another daily recap. Today was a very, I'd say, difficult day. The price was very choppy. You had to be very patient. I made 2 trades today, 2 winners. You had to be really, like I said, be patient with your trades and really be specific and picky with your entries. Yeah, let's go over the chart. So when I came in around 7:30, this daily candle bar was already kind of bearish looking. So it kind of tells me that the price action is probably in a downtrend. So basically, when I switched over to the 2000 tick chart, this is what I saw, and we have this nice red downtrend channel working down, and this is very steep. So it's not really sustainable. You want to look for like a 45-degree angle channel. So then I basically drew a measured leg from here. Change that from here to here, and then the second leg from this swing to basically right here, which was my target. And you can see that it basically hit the target to the tick. So I came in around, like I said, 7:30, and I basically saw this break and a new low. So I kind of figured the downtrend was basically over, but the price kept continuing going down, and so that tells me that we have a pretty strong downtrend. So the first opportunity that I saw to take a trade is basically around 8:35 market open, and I'm kind of upset at myself that I didn't take this trade just because there's a second entry short, and you probably would have your channel something like this, so you'd have, like, if you had it like this, you would have a break and you'll expect it. This is just a little bit of overshoot right here, but the reason I didn't take this trade, and it's just because the EMA kind of holds the support, and you see how the bars are very small. There's a doji in there, and I don't feel comfortable taking it. But the thing is with this trade is that it's only 7 ticks, so that's a very low risk trade, and I should have taken it, but I didn't. So whenever this trade happened, I actually adjusted my trend channel like this, and I feel like this is more suitable. You get a break of here, or a overshoot basically, but I still feel like the midline is still working nicely. To me, it's just a clear downtrend channel. So then price worked down, and then you have a break and a new low, and I don't really see any entries here. There's a lower high here, which is not great. The signal bar is not that great. If it was a little bit bearish, I would have taken it, but again, it is a low risk trade, probably what, 6 ticks, 5 ticks. So again, depends how you look at it. You could probably even adjust your trend like this, like a smaller trend. You have a break outside and a new high. So it just depends. I had it like this, so I didn't really see it like that. So again, it's up to you. But you have a price moving downwards, making a new low. So basically tells me that the downtrend has played out. We might possibly get a correction or some kind of range. And normally when this stuff happens like this, you usually get some kind of range, some kind of consolidation. So then when the price broke this short-term trend channel, when the price broke from this, create a new low, I was thinking to go long, or basically looking for failures or secondary longs. And then you have, basically, this is my first trade. It's a failed second entry short, new low, first entry short, second entry short failure. I did get lucky in this trade. Again, I think the context is good, like the context, but as you can see, I barely got out of this trade. And the reason I took it, again, it's a break new low played out, and it's a measured move played out as well. So that's why I was like, okay, well, it seems to me like it was reasonable to take that trade. And again, I had to sweat it out for a little bit, but eventually I got out. This probably is maybe a bigger trend channel, but I don't look for it. Anyway, so I didn't have this range just yet. I drew my range when this swing happened. So basically, this is how I saw it. Some people had it differently, but to me, that fits pretty good in my opinion. Again, I don't really see anything that here I like. The price just keeps chopping and chopping. And once after I won this trade, I kind of like took a step back, and because I did get pretty lucky on this one. Again, like I said, the contest is good, but it's just the way the price works, and you're not gonna win all of them. And sometimes when the setup is right, you still lose, and that's okay. It's part of the game. Again, I don't really see anything that I like here. There is a failed breakout, and followed by a failed second entry long, so a new high or second entry long, second entry long failure. You have enough room to get out to the bottom of the range, so you could trade this on this close, but this bar is so big, 19 ticks. Again, you maybe could have traded on a engulfing bar, but and of course you have a break and your low played out, and then a failed breakout again, and then after that, price trying to go lower again and failed, and then you have a higher low here, which I think is pretty good setup in my opinion. 10 ticks. Again, you expect the price to go back to the top of the range. The EMA is important, but not as important in the range that it is in the trending channel. So you do have to watch out for it, but again, it's not that relevant. So yeah, I mean, I liked it. Again, I didn't trade it, and you do have a second entry long here as well. So a new high, first entry long, second entry long. Again, off the bottom of the range. Expecting the price to go back up to the top of the range, and you can actually draw a smaller uptrend channel here like this. That we have a break and a new high expected. So solid trade in my opinion. Signal bar, good signal bar, very small, 7 ticks. Again, I didn't trade. I was shook from this trade, and I was just like, I'm gonna take a step back a little bit. So then price just keeps chopping along, you know. Didn't really see anything here that I like. Finally get another failed breakout, and notice how we keep getting these failed breakouts. Basically, it's probably telling you something, and I had a feeling that the price might reverse, because again, we just keep failing, going lower, and that's exactly pretty much what happened. And then we didn't really get a huge reversal, because obviously the price went back down, but the idea was there. So after this failed breakout, we get this nice little trend channel, and again, you expect a new low from this short-term trend channel, and the second channel actually happens here. The reason I don't like this is it's kind of a inside bar. It doesn't feel right to me. I mean, the EMA is holding support, and it's a fairly decent bar, 9 ticks, so you could have taken that, it could have worked, and you wouldn't have this trend channel just yet. Oops. You would probably have something like this, but then there's a triple test afterwards, you know, 1, 2, 3, with a good signal bar, EMA holding support. It still is in kind of a range still, so you have to be careful, but did close above the midline, so that's a good sign. And you get a nice little rip to the upside, and then after that swing, I had my trend channel just like that. And again, you expecting the price to basically break this channel and go back up, and that's exactly what it did. But I don't really see anything here that I thought was a good trade. Maybe here it is a new high, first entry long, pull back, second entry long, but it is a 20 tick bar, and I don't know, like, it's just, to me it's huge. EMA is kind of flat. It does look a little bit congested. I mean, you are expecting a new high from this channel, so it's a risky, but it worked. Once the uptrend played out, you're looking for basically shorts or lower highs. You do get a lower high here, but the signal bar is not good. And basically price went back to this chopping zone here, and I didn't see anything I like here at all whatsoever. We finally get a second entry short here, new low, first entry short, second entry short failure. Pretty solid trade in my opinion. but again, you're not really looking for shorts. It ended up being solid trade, and then price are working up again, and then just kind of stays choppy like this. I was looking for basically a triple test to the downside, and you get a failed second entry low on here, new high, first entry low, second entry low failure. It didn't close below the EMA, so I didn't take it. But if the signal bar, if the bar closed below the EMA, I would definitely probably taken it. But I just didn't feel comfortable with the bar. And my second trade of the day is basically a second entry short. And at the moment, or at the time, I should say, I didn't have this trend channel. I had my trend channel basically kind of like this, off of these basically of these 3 swings, and so that told me that, let me adjust a bit. Okay, so that told me that we're at the key entry point. It's below the EMA, good signal bar. We're struggling to make new highs, and basically I just took it and ended up being a solid trade. Nice little scalp. It was fast, pretty easy, and if you play this right, you probably got a nice runner out of that. So probably the trade of the day, in my opinion. I mean, it was just clear, you know, first entry long, or first entry short, second entry short. The problem, like I said here, the problem with this trade is that you're going short into recent support, which does kind of suck, but again, the context and everything else, I liked it, so that's why I took it. Price kind of like went down to these levels, and then again, little chop city over here, and you get a failed signature long over here, and basically once this played out, I had to draw my channel kind of like this. Actually, it was more like this at the time. So again, you're not really looking for, I mean, I guess you can say you can look for secondary longs, but the way this setup played out, you know, it closed right below the EMA at the trend channel. I mean, that's a key entry point for sure, and you might not have enough room to recent lows. Well, you got enough room. So again, solid trade in my opinion. I didn't take it. After this trade, I was pretty much done. I didn't want to. I was just so tired of watching these small little bars form. I was done for the day. But it ended up being a pretty strong downtrend again, solid downtrend in my opinion. And then I kind of adjusted like this. So basically, you get a break and a new low. And price again, price reverse. So I hope you can see that there's a pattern with these trend channels. If you're not drawing the trend channels and you're not following them, you kind of, I don't want to say turning blind, but you need to understand the context, right? And you know, these second entries in higher lows, if they're not in a context, they're just, you know, you're just basically gambling, in my opinion. But these trend channels, they work, and once you understand the break and a new low or break and new high, then you probably understand what was going to happen next, right? Because you have a break and a new low played out, and what happens next? Price either goes consolidation or reversal, right? Those two things that could probably happen, unless it's a really strong downtrend, then price just keeps continuing, right? But generally speaking, and you see it even with the short-term trend channels, it works. But generally speaking, you know, when you get a break in a new low or break in a new extreme, right? Like Thomas Wade says, break a new extreme, normally you get some kind of consolidation or a reversal. So you should be switching your brain instead of thinking short after the break in a new low or break in a new high, right? Once that happens, you should automatically switch to whatever it is that the price is gonna go next, right? So after break a new low, you should be thinking long. After break a new high, you should be thinking short, right? So that's how that's how I trade, and it helps me out a lot, really. But anyways, that's it from me. Hopefully tomorrow the better day. We do have a FOMC tomorrow announcement. I believe 1 o'clock. I believe 1:30. I can't remember. Anyways, so honestly, the price might be even slower than today, just because of everybody just waiting for the announcement. And my guess, to be honest with you guys, my guess, we're probably gonna go lower. I mean, there's there's nothing that points that to the points us to upside direction. Nothing. I mean, the interest rates and all these printing money and inflation. I mean, there's nothing good that's gonna come out of that announcement. So my guess is probably around 37.92 level or even lower. And this is my target right here, 32 or 36.88. That's my target, right? So we're probably gonna get a little spike up and then it's gonna just crash. So again, that's just my opinion. I'm gonna try and trade it tomorrow and see how it looks. But again, I don't think nothing good is gonna come out of that announcement at all. So yeah, so that's it for me. Be safe, stay cautious, and hope to see you guys tomorrow. Thanks. Bye.